Thursday, May the 7th. How are you at waiting? Waiting. Being still and knowing He is God. Waiting can be the hardest thing to do. Waiting can be a real challenge. Wayne Jacobson, in his book on the vineyard, says this: in our spiritual summers between spring and harvest, so many believers lose hold of their hope in God. They see the glory of God's promise fade because the fulfillment is not yet in hand. They give up, thinking that a promise delayed is a promise denied. But the farmer doesn't see summer as a delay. He sees it as part of the process that brings the promise of spring right to the abundance of harvest. His eye is firmly fixed on the formation of the fruit. Summer is not the end. It will not last forever, just long enough for the fruit to ripen. Although this season of heat is difficult, it is essential. So the farmer perseveres, not with resigned despair, but in hopeful anticipation. Our spiritual summers demand the same perseverance. We cannot jump from spring to harvest in the fall. We must endure the trying days of summer, assured that perseverance will bring us to maturity, not destruction. We must meet the challenges of summer head on, for without the long, hot days, there would be no harvest. As I've gone through this book and seen how much activity is involved in getting a vine to produce the right kind of fruit at the right time, there's never a season where there isn't something to do, something to be trimmed, some pest to be fought against, some watering to do, lots of activity. But then there comes a point when you rely on the sun and you wait. I was told once that when God answers prayer, He has 3 versions of an answer: yes, no, and wait. And waiting can be the hardest. And when Wayne Jacobson talks about this season with the vineyard, it's not a passive waiting, it's an active waiting. The watering still needs to be done and you're still taking care, keeping an eye for pests, but you're simply going through the daily routine with no new thing to face, just a gradual ripening to maturity. In the middle of this lockdown, it's great if we've learnt new things. If you've learnt Mandarin, if you've learnt knitting, if you've read 6 books, it's great. It's been an opportunity. If you've connected with friends you haven't heard from for a while, or if God has spoken to you in dramatic ways, then it's all been worthwhile. But maybe there have also been days when you read the Bible or you pray, no drama, no dramatic verse leaping out at you, but you are simply doing what you know to be right. And you are maturing, you are waiting for the next time the Spirit nudges you, the next time the Spirit challenges you. But the days of waiting, the days of persevering, the days of spiritual routine, praying, reading, spending time, even without moments of epiphany or great revelation, are never wasted. If you like, there is a spiritual ripening, there is learning, there is your spirit being spoken to, even if you don't notice it. And all of that spiritual activity, subconscious or unseen, is getting you ready to produce the right fruit at the right time, in the right place, with the right person, through a right word or a right action. And you will know the time because you've waited well. You've prepared well. Waiting in God's timing, waiting in God's presence is never wasted. Wait. God says, wait. In my time, there will be fruit. Or maybe put another way, Galatians 6 verse 9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Let's never give up. That's my thought for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.